Good morning and welcome back to A to Z Gardening. I'm out here in the nursery because we're really happy with this year's crop of clematis. And the clematis and the azalea are this week and next week's topics we're going to talk about because Mother's Day is coming soon, and if you decide to go a little different, maybe something that is hardy, that comes back year after year like the clematis, other than a hanging basket maybe, we might want a little care or information, and this year's clematis crop is phenomenal. So let's talk about this plant and where it belongs. It likes nice, cool, evenly moist, well-drained feet. What does that mean? It actually likes a sunny top. So how do you have evenly moist, nice and cool roots? It loves to be planted among a companion plant, especially in its youth. So if you have a little bit of something planted around the bottom of it to shade and even that cool, moist bottom, that's perfect. It actually likes kind of a neutral pH as well. So instead of adding a whole bunch of compost or something that's acidic, make sure that that nice, even, moist, drained soil has a pinch of lime. So the care for the clematis, even though it's a sunny top, doesn't prefer a lot of aggressive winter exposure. So maybe plant it where it gets a little protection, even though it's in the sun in that winter, so you don't get a lot of aggressive winds. One of the mystique or the confusion about clematis is how do you prune them? I'm a very big fan of the Felco type of pruners here, the scissor action as opposed to the anvil style. And the tags all have labeled A, B, or C, or 1, 2, and 3. What that means is the style of bloom. If you have an A or a 1 prune, which is very on the rare side, not so common, that plant is going to bloom only on old wood. That's not the most traditional. You may have B or C equal 2 or 3, depending on whether you're reading a Canadian garden magazine or an American one. The B will bloom almost twice. It'll bloom on old and new wood. So you can care for that by giving it a little thinning, a little light pruning, but leaving some of the older wood. Then it's going to bloom early and then a little bit later on as well. That's a lot of the large flowering ones. The C or the number 3, depending on what magazine you're reading or what tag you're reading, that's going to like a hard prune. So it blooms on only new vegetative growth. So it's not really that complicated, 1, 2, and 3, whether it blooms on old and new, or new wood. For any questions about your clematis, planting your clematis, or how to prune it, feel free to contact any of us professionals here at Stan's.